What's up, y'all? Welcome to Geek'd with Trey. Thank you for stopping by my podcast and checking me and the Geek Fam out, where we cover celebrity topics, local topics, and just everyday life shit. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and share. And also keep in mind that I don't own any of the rights to the music that's playing in the background or that plays in the background during the show. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Geek'd with Trey. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a joke as usual. Knock knock, guess who's not there? Ooh, y'all thought I was gonna say it too. I know. I got no jokes. I ain't got no jokes to say.
I mean, listen, is the show gonna get canceled indefinitely for a week?
Let me tell you, like, I'm just saying, like, y'all get it. Anyway, I ain't had no jokes today. So we just gonna pick it up right where we left off, and we just gonna get right back into it. So last we left off, we were talking about the assassination. You know what? I was so careful with saying that or whatever. You know, they better start getting Martin Luther King's holiday right. Because, you know, every year we got to go through, Martin Luther King was killed. He died. Martin Luther King died. Martin Luther King died. Martin Luther King died. No, he was assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
He was murdered. I mean, I think the broader, assassinated sounds very polite, but he was murdered. It was a murder.
He was assassinated, whichever one you want to talk about. But, yeah, so y'all need to get that holiday straight if y'all want to move forward with this. Speaking of holidays.
Yeah.
Did you hear that somebody is getting their own holiday as well, too?
Oh, I must have missed that. Please, inform us.
It's not me. But the same person that was assassinated is supposed to be getting, allegedly, October 14th will be his day.
That, which is also the wanted to compare.
That's George Floyd.
Right?
Yep, George Floyd also...
They have the same birthday.
Yeah,
I did hear that. Yeah,
wild how irony works. I was like, just imagine that. So on October 14th, I'll be celebrating George Floyd, not Indigenous Day.
I'm gonna tell you this: I don't even consider it a real holiday if I hit at home and still get paid.
Exactly.
You call it what you want.
Period.
I mean, I don't even consider it a real holiday unless there's a genuinely historical, significant reason for having it.
And we for it too.
A man being assassinated for having opinions and people not liking them is not warranted for a holiday, because there are lots of people who have protested about whatever it is they want to protest, or have had seminars, they have had discussions like Charlie had set up. They've had panels that they've openly expressed their ideas, perceptions, beliefs, theories, philosophies. Maybe had an assassination attempt made on them. Some of them have been successful, and that did not warrant a holiday. The fact that people are comparing Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King by saying they both were expressing freedom of speech is so severely ignorant, because you must have forgotten what Martin Luther King actually died for, which was not for freedom of speech, but for civil rights.
Them amendments. You know?
Yeah, folks, I understand that history is boring in school and we don't like to pay attention, don't get me wrong. I hated going to school and studying, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
but there is value in us having knowledge so that we do not repeat historical mistakes.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to go out here and preach your ministry, go ahead. Everybody has the floor to have their own opinion. Opinions are just like assholes. Everybody has one. Some of you guys are. I mean, everybody, no one decides. I mean, but, like, at the same time, like, I mean, dude was preaching and he went out for what he liked. So, I mean, hey, like...
Right. If anything, I think you guys should be... I shouldn't even say you guys. For all of his supporters and people that want to bring all this hatred and negativity, I truly think that if you truly wanted to honor this man the way you want to honor him, you would be acknowledging his successes you would be trying to improve yourself to match that image. You would be trying to promote freedom of speech even harder. You would just be continuing the discussion he was already having. But all I'm seeing is an excuse for people to get into a fight. It's an excuse to be competitive. It's an excuse to be upset.
Because
instead of just saying,
like we haven't gotten an apology after they found out. First of all, like we said on the show number 1, which is actually 2 is well, first and foremost, show part 1 of this show is being censorship right now. So there's a lot of that going on right now because of who we're talking about.
The irony. The irony of censoring people when that was the very thing he criticized was censorship.
Exactly. So, I mean, to the point where I might have to re-release part 1 and see how that works. But anyway, he went out doing...
Or maybe we'll make a Patreon.
But, like, it's just weird because, like, we haven't been... So, as I stated before on part 1, the suspect that they first got that thought was Caucasian. Second person was he was not African American, whatever. But by the time they called the actual,
he was still Caucasian, but
I mean, yes, but all of them have been Caucasian. But meanwhile, all these black HBCUs or whatever, like about 5 or 7 of them, have been put on lockdown because we getting all these threats and stuff like that. So we haven't been issued no apology. No, that was my bad.
And they're not going to get it.
We're not going to get one or whatever, but like you want us to sit back.
No, because then they have to admit that they were wrong, and they're not going to do that either.
You want us to sit back and honor this man? I'm just like, nah. Because no,
we don't have to honor him because I have nothing to say to him. But if all of his supporters that allegedly have this idolization to him, also, fun fact, you can't be supporters of Charlie Kirk and idolize him and still be a Christian. The Bible literally says, idolize no one above God. And here you are, messing up. So anyway, you can't sit there and just be angry all the time and be mad at people and look for an excuse to be volatile. If you truly cared about this man's message, I'm not speaking for myself, but if you truly cared, you'd be wanting to uphold what he was fighting for. But instead, you're doing the exact opposite. He preached freedom of speech and being able to have a discussion between two parties, and you're censoring people for having that very discussion. Redundant.
It's just weird because like all this freedom of speech, whatever, like he preached all this stuff, and it's just like fun fact is he was friends with Candace Owen, which that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, there's extra opinions about his relationship with Candace Owens, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
I mean, there's very opinionated. I'm just like, how did
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
I wasn't surprised, but at the same time,
she's not a bad-looking woman.
What I was surprised is that she wasn't invited to his memorial. So I'm just like, they went to the school together. They have all these old throwback schools, whatever. And I'm just like, now that should just go to show you where you stand in life. Like you sat there and you looked like you were just like his little lapdog.
Well, that's where she stands. That's where she stands with them, not maybe necessarily with him. Sure, if you had anything to say about it.
She stands on the side where all side things.
His wife most likely didn't want to hurt her.
It was weird because like it was his funeral looked very much so like the conference that
the wedding.
The wedding, but like the conference that they were speaking. I mean not the conference, the campus that he was speaking at. I was just not the surroundings, but the familiars of the lookalike people. I was just like, now
they're in the middle of a religious campus in the middle of Utah. It's a predominantly white state.
Well, somebody posted a video. It was like, and you guys called this racist. I'm like, there's not one black person there. I was just like,
if they are, they're at frame.
He pammed the whole entire arena, not a state, like not a little hall or anything to get you where you get married or whatever. Arena, not a church, an arena. He panned it, and he was sitting at the way top, by the way. So he had those nosebleed sections. So he like panned the whole thing. You can see there's not one black person there, and if they were there, they were probably there working. And it's just weird because like only thing I keep thinking about is like how what he feels about rape and how his daughter does not. I just feel like his daughter never had a safe place to come and talk to him if like something was to happen like that. Unfortunately, and allegedly. I'm just like, you don't have like that's just so weird. I just can't think of men that think like that. I just feel sorry for their daughters. Cause I was like, the way how I process the way he speaks is marriage ain't nothing but a good way to put slavery from his views. I'm just like, you want your women basically barefoot and pregnant and stay at home or whatever. I'm just like, that's not the case nowadays or whatever. And it's just so weird because you're trying to take us back, whatever, but your wife has multiple degrees. Your wife, which weird, she had an upcoming, but like it was just like it's just something fishy about the whole situation. I'm not sure if you guys took a look
at it. I mean, it's not that fishy. I think that it is not an impossibility for people to get into relationships for the sake of the ultimate goal. Some people are just good matches together and can create a really good business ploy environment. Maybe as a couple, they just work really well together. I know there was some suspicion that it's possible that his wife was more of a honeypot in the sense of she is a very intelligent woman. She is a very capable and competent woman. She is very successful not only in business, but in academia. I have a hard time believing that she just willingly sat by and just did nothing the entire time of his career. I would not be surprised if she privately advised, if not mentored him through some of his decisions and approaches.
Oh, she's an earpiece on most of his debates, allegedly.
And you know, she has.
That is literally my own opinion. This do not speak for anyone else, but I always felt like he had an earpiece on when he was debating because of the way the camera would, the way he would sit a little bit to the side.
Profile.
Like he was feeding him some facts for his debate. I'm serious,
and that's allegedly, but it was just weird to me too, like the whole, well, first let me back up, because she allegedly, yes, like I said, she has multiple degrees or whatever, and then like when she was 17, she was sent off to go do some ministry, and then like they was just thought it was weird that like she was out there doing like ministry, and like the way how she got in contact, I can't remember the country that she went to, but it was just so weird for a 17-year-old to have that power or whatever, because she had just won like Miss Arizona or something like that. She's like Miss Arizona or whatever. But you know who's in charge of the pageants, right? Trump.
So, he was, but I think he got kicked off the board.
Yeah, but because she's 36. We're the same age.
So he definitely chose her.
So she fits the time frame. So I was just like, oh, she's 36. Yeah, she's 31. So I'm just like, okay. Because Steve Harvey ain't been taking over that long, but so I was just like, It was weird too, but it was just also weird that they found it when like people come over to do ministries or whatever, like the high powered ones or whatever. It was just weird that kids would go missing, allegedly. So that's another story that we're going to dig deeper into, because I was just like, oh, no, that's some tea that I would like to get more into. That's the side I want to know about Erica Kirk, allegedly, if it's true. I want more of it. But all right, so what else was weird to me was, I already stated to y'all that they had the funeral way too fast for us, because that was weird. But you know, a lot of people are commenting that like his body looked fake. Like I understand like it's a corpse, but at the same time it looked wax. And then most importantly, what also seems to me was weird is like they had an open casket. I was like, did this man get shot in the side of his neck? And you guys have an open casket? That's weird.
It's possible.
I mean, but damn, like it was just, I don't know. That's just very weird to me as well too. And then like they were talking too about the pictures, like how like, you know, there's a whole bunch of like crew behind them and all that stuff like that. I was just like, damn. So that, I don't know. The whole funeral just seems weird. Excuse me, when she addressed the nation, if you want to call that or whatever, that speech to me was weird too, because it was not more of a like, you know, I'm addressing you guys. It was almost like it was like a message that was sent out, and she kept using the word they. I'm like, they, it was a them. See, this is where you guys get messed up with pronouns. This is why I was just like, you need to learn them. It was a them, it was a him. it was your party. Like you gotta get your pronouns messed up. So I don't know, that was weird to me in itself. The fact, like, I don't know, like, how did like I said, he had an arena size memorial. So that's weird to me in itself. Like, you invited that many people and like you're supposed to be this widow, this grieving widow. I don't know. It all seems a little sus.
Well, all of that is definitely necessary if she's really going to try to pick up where he left off. So she definitely needs the sympathy. She definitely needs the crowd. She definitely needs the media attention if she intends on picking up where he left off, which I'm very much so.
She's becoming the CEO of whatever nonprofit organization. I can't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, she became the CEO of a nonprofit organization like overnight. So yes, you are correct.
She's definitely going to try to.
This is all.
But she definitely needs the coverage. She needs the.
Yes, I feel like it's all publicity. I'm just like, you got a child that is grieving and then is trying to process everything right now. I'm just like, your kids.
But you know what? Maybe she is helping her child process. We don't know what that conversation is like with her kids. But again, too, she's probably getting the best therapy, the best care, the best, like as far as what money can buy.
I'm just saying, like, she's gonna need therapy.
She wants to buy it. We have to remember, therapy is not forced; it's a choice, and she has the option and the availability and opportunity to use it. But if she's not using it, you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped.
True.
Are we talking about the child still, or are we talking about her?
I'm talking about
the kid, right?
Her.
I'm
talking about her. And that's my point. Like, she has the opportunity and availability to do all of those things.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean she is.
It doesn't mean she isn't.
Oh, true. That is.
I didn't say she isn't. I'm just saying that we can speculate on what she could be doing and what she should be doing and all the things that would make her a approachable person. But at the end of the day, she still made the speech that she made. I can still respect her as a mother and still empathize with the fact that she lost her husband and she had to deal with that with her children watching and then have to go home and explain to them why daddy isn't coming home. I can respect a mother and a wife losing someone she loved. But at the end of the day, I can't speculate because I don't know what's really going on in that household, and none of us really do. So we can speculate.
As a matter of fact, all these conversations we have are all speculation. We don't know any of this stuff for fact.
Oh no.
There's a couple of topics, maybe a couple of points that we have that are facts, but
we're not here to all agree.
Yeah.
So, I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just saying she has the opportunity, but we can't see her and try to create a whole scenario that isn't there.
So were you convinced enough since the tragic canceling Jimmy Kimmel, were you convinced enough to cancel your Disney Plus?
No, because Disney Plus and Jimmy Kimmel.
Or what about your Hulu? Have you guys canceled your Hulu subscriptions?
No.
Okay.
I got cable.
What about your? It's 2025. Who the fuck got cable?
I don't want to pay for the extra streaming apps anymore. They said I'd rather just deal with the channel with cable. I do not blame you, girl.
When are you going to pay for the streaming apps? Because now each streaming app has cost $20 each.
True.
And if you got 4 streaming apps,
or even if you want to add them to like your Roku or whatever, it's like an additional $10 to $15. You're right. That's why I'm like,
between $20 and $25 for these streaming channels, and then you have to pay extra if you don't want commercials, and then you have 4 of them, you're at $120, $125, and that's cable right there, and I can fast forward through commercials, and I can record everything I want to watch and watch it later, and fast forward through commercials, and I can talk to my remote, and I don't have to deal with buffering and all that crap.
Stay out my subscription pockets. Yes, I know. I got a lot of subscriptions. But
I know some people have been slowly but surely deleting things, and I would argue that I think the best thing people can do to be able to show a corporate company exactly how they feel about something is exactly what you're doing net, which is not giving them money. The more we don't give them,
True.
The more we don't buy that product, pay for that thing, they have no choice but to change that.
I was just thinking about that for the Dallas Cowboys at the time, really trying to tell my co-fans that we need to stop buying jerseys, we need to stop buying memorabilia, we need to stop going
Don't be like that.
until Jerry Jones got back in the food. I'm just saying, he's not going to give it food.
Y'all should
Hey, when we're hurt,
like, no.
Stop buying jerseys, stop spending money, stop going to these games.
You are right.
Because they need to be active.
It's a cute jersey. I can't throw it away now.
I know, I'm just saying I ain't going to throw it away what I got.
Okay, yeah, no. I won't buy no more.
Naturally start doing right. What I want to buy memorabilia represent for a team that can't win. And it's not that they can't win.
Exactly.
The guy in charge.
Them cowgirls.
The other day that went over Jerry Jones and how he even got the team. And how he got them where they got them. And I will just say, the Cowboys, historically, throughout their entire existence, have had individually and sometimes even situationally amazing players or amazing games. But from what I observed from the documentary, they have always, Jerry Jones has always been about, well, I want to own a football team, and they may not be the greatest, but I want everyone to know their name. I want everyone to know who they are. So his biggest thing about the Cowboys was just making them socially acceptable and making them fanfare. And
you didn't have to do that because we were winning then. That's what made them famous. That's what made them America's team. We were winning Super Bowls. Now that's changed. That's the problem. We're not winning. And we're not winning because of the decisions that he's making.
Go Birds.
I mean, is it the decisions he's making or the lack of decisions 100%. He's making?
It's the decisions that he is hourly making. And that's one, like, I don't know what his deal is with these quarterback situations and these tight end situations, but he is clearly making business decisions and not decisions that are best for the team.
No, but that's what the documentary, I feel like, and I guess I'm not saying no to you, I'm just saying no, exactly. That's the thing. That's what he's always done. Like, he has always made this team a business, and it's always been about the brand, how to sell the Cowboys as a brand. And arguably, he was successful at being able to make the team have this, like, amazing cheerleading squad that has this reputation of being amazing, and it's just cool to be a Cowboy and all the cool merch. But
did we talk about the male cheerleaders last show?
The what? Yeah, we talked about.
Did we talk about male cheerleaders last show?
That was like a couple shows ago. Yeah, the Philadelphia
I think we
Eagles,
touched on it.
Winning team. The Eagles, like, they've been winning. But yes, Go Birds.
I was listening to Trey. You're right. The Eagles have been winning. I can't even talk.
This is all.
I can't even think about that.
And I'm telling you guys,
I know they have been doing really well.
I'm telling you guys this too. If this show ever becomes, when this show becomes successful, and I speak into existence, and I become in all those money is, I would like to own.
I'm not talking about the Eagles.
I'm just saying, I would like.
Oh, you want to talk shit? Oh, brother Trey, my husband just walked my home. You want to talk shit about the Eagles, huh?
Ain't nobody. No. We was talking about the Cowboys, not the Eagles. But wait. Back to Jimmy Kimmel. Do you guys think? Do you guys think Jimmy Kimmel should apologize?
No, because why on earth should he apologize for enforcing his freedom of speech?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then like it's
just like I don't feel like Charlie Kirk owes anyone an apology, in my opinion. No one owes anyone an apology. People can say whatever they want.
What you have to
exactly.
Things we're gonna disagree on, you know? Like, we're not always gonna see eye to eye. We don't always like what you have to say. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop you from saying it.
This is the one way. Exactly. This is the one way how I.
And this is a different thing too, because a lot of times, like, but I feel like with me, it's like, I cannot agree with you and still respect your position.
Yeah, but look at this too. But look at this. This is one thing how I explain politics. Politics is just like football. Obviously, here we do not all vote for the same team because I vote for a winning team, and like you can see, it's green.
Oh.
But But that's how politics work. We can't all vote for the same. Like, I get it, but you know, at the end of the game is over or whatever. Like, when your team wins, my team wins, whichever one or whatever. We go home, we upset, and we keep it pushing. Nobody's hurting nobody. I mean, yes, I know my team hurts a lot of people when you come to my team or when they come to
If
the
you
city and
lose,
stuff like that.
be a good sport about it. Like, as someone who did sports a lot in my adolescence, one of the biggest things that I remember them educating us is how to be a good team player and how to be a good sportsman. And that means taking your loss with respect and humility and saying, okay, where could I have improved? Where could I have just done better?
But look at this.
One of the issues with politics is that they speak up for their belief, but they don't speak out when it comes to someone that is, my air quotes, supporting them, but they're spewing negativity or hatred or something. And they don't speak up about that. And I think that's really important when you have like a following, when you have people that are really like following. You have to take the good with the bad, and you have to speak up about both aspects of the situation. Like, you can't just let negative rhetoric go on without speaking up. I mean, you want to be the spokesperson, right? You want to be the one looked up to, so you have to deal with both aspects of that.
But my thing is too, like, how I've been dealing with things like lately or whatever is I've been taking the step from like what my stepmom has always been taught me is when people are talking about you, who the fuck cares? So what? Like, and you know, these last, like, this whole year is just, it's just been that. I just been playing that same voice over and over in my, who the fuck cares? Like, you say what you said or whatever. You don't put your hands on me. Like, that is fine. And I don't really care. And then, you know, it's getting to the point where I just look at people like they're crazy and just keep it pushing nowadays or whatever. And yes, you catch my opinions on the show, but yes, at the same time, I'm just like, damn. But I also wanted to ask you guys, so what do you think this means for like upcoming political people running for office? Like, do you think our next political debate may all just, or this next political season may just all be virtual? Because people are going to be afraid to go out and talk now. If not already afraid to go out and talk.
I mean, I think it might change the political environment just a little bit, but not by a lot. I think they're going to try to use him as an example. I think the Republican Party is going to try to use him as an example. They're going to use him even in death as a prop for their ultimate agenda, which is arguably to get their acts, their beliefs, their interests considered. And I think that there's just going to be, I feel like it's going to open the arena to letting anybody just go knock at it. I think it's going to be an unnecessary discussion about things that are yet again not the focal point of this country. I find it very disturbing how often in campaign season they never want to focus on the root issue that has been continuously affecting this country for 30 plus years, but they will pick what's in season.
So you heard it here first. We lost Utah, Demmies. That's what I feel about that. Don't count on Utah.
Sorry, Mormons.
We don't got them. We ain't got the Utah. Don't count on their vote. Don't look for their vote. We already know what color their vote gonna be. Don't look for it. Don't count on it. We know we lost that state. Don't worry about it. All right. So another
we lost it. Did we ever have Utah?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did, girl. But
I mean, and I don't mean we because I'm not either party. But I'm saying was Utah ever blue?
I get it.
No, like I think there may be cities, but like as a predominant, I think there may be red.
Cities or houses? Because I'm thinking more so houses. There may be houses. I think cities is a broad stretch. That's a big stretch.
Wherever those houses are located, it's probably far away from their neighbors.
They don't live all in the same area.
You know what? Like, sounds ideal, actually.
Okay.
I mean, you got just as many people showing up to a J-Lo concert over there than you do have people going to the supporting the Democratic Party. Another question I had: how do you guys? So during that weekend that he passed, whatever, and you know, the president was like, "Oh, he's such a good guy," and all this stuff like that, and praise and praise and praise. And why? Meanwhile, he was out in Jersey golfing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like,
I feel like the president deserves a break also. He deserves to have an outside life.
I get that too, but like you sit here and praise this man and praise this man, and then you just out golfing, living your best life while his family is grieving, need your time, and you've been involved with their family.
I mean, exactly. He's been involved, and he did his part and showed faith, and I think that's enough. I mean, honestly, it's not like it was a family member; he just had to be there.
Correct. I agree. I think every president, regardless of how I feel about them, the job is very stressful, and everyone needs an outlet. Obama liked basketball, Trump just liked golf. That has to be his outlet. He's always been an avid golfer. But I agree with that. I think he did his part. He spoke. He probably sent flowers. I'm not going to speculate and say if he did or didn't, so please, audience, disregard that comment. But he probably did his part as far as he engaged. He spoke with the family. He did what he needed to do, and he kept it moving. It's really not his responsibility to, like, be there in that capacity because, like you were saying, related to him.
I give you that.
It's not like he was an intimate friend. It was a professional relationship.
Yeah.
And it's still just a job. A lot of times in politics, they say things is just rhetoric. Like it's not that they don't mean it, but also it's just being said to, continue on their mission to get their point across. It's not all from the heart.
Mm. And moving on, what do you guys? Well, I mean, still same person, same still orange subject. What do you guys think about him? He allegedly wants to make it legal to only hire white men.
He wants to make it illegal to only hire white men?
Allegedly, he wants to make it legal to only hire white men and end basic civil rights.
Oh, well, he literally can't because that goes against the Discrimination Act. You literally can't. So unless he suddenly changed the terms of what discrimination means, that like he can wish all he wants.
His perspective, and I've heard him speak on this, is that he feels that white men are the ones being discriminated against because of affirmative action and DUI. That is discrimination against white men. That is his perspective. Oddly, I totally understand his perspective, whether I agree with it or not. I see where he's coming from with that. With that being said, it was only created because white men were prejudiced to everyone else, and no one else had an opportunity because of their prejudice.
Exactly, reverse.
And now,
but I when you start thinking about the other perspective, you're like, you know what? Oddly, it's weird because you're right. In a way, you could say it like that, but it's kind of like they reap what they sowed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I know?
Naturally,
I heard today?
If you isolate a market and say only these people can have jobs or opportunities, and then you're forced to treat people with equality, to give people equal opportunity to be just as great, then yes, inevitably, that means less of your group of people will get in because they're now doing a general survey instead of just saying, okay, well, let me keep it in the realm of this group. Like, that means your average white guy isn't going to make it like he did 60 years ago.
It's funny that you
said that. One of Charlie Kirk's biggest, most talked about debates is on the topic of DUI, where he says something about black people not being qualified, getting jobs, something about a pilot. If he sees a black pilot, the first thing he's going to wonder is if he was even qualified to be flying
planes. He said the same thing about
or if he was hired for DUI.
He said the same thing about the
He did make those comments about black people on certifications. He made a comment about black women being less intelligent, less competent, and less capable. Now I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting him, but it's not the first time that his remarks about other groups have resurfaced and been revisited. At the end of the day, he can say whatever he wants. People can say whatever they want. It doesn't make it true.
Yeah. What amazes me is that when people talk about DUI, Lord have mercy,
I know what you mean.
They always only bring up the black person aspect. They don't bring up the fact that has to do with disabled people, white women, women in general.
We talked about it on this show.
Other minorities outside black people. Why don't they bring up programs or welfare or anything that would benefit another person? They just assume it's black people every time that need it the most.
You know what people is like?
Right, because I'm pretty sure I read something that said that the ones who gained the most from DEI were white women. So, I mean, it's funny when this conversation comes up, it's always just about black people.
And it's predominantly white people that pursue welfare benefits and welfare. So it's just,
you want to know a little secret about that?
Statistics. Like, I'm not here to isolate a group. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to attack any white person that's in our audience. I am not trying to isolate any white audience member in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely not.
It's not always white people.
True. But you want to know something about that?
I'm not racist. I have white friends.
The way how they see that is they think that's they deserve that because that's okay, because that's a good Christian woman, and she deserves it because not them. Like, those are things that they agree on. But you want to know also too, something I was reminded of today is actually one of the things that a lot of people keep saying, oh, this cancel DEI because you're too woke and all this stuff like that and all that cancer culture shit. They don't really like that. You want to know who actually, I got reminded today, who taught us best how to cancel culture. Because, it's about to be October, so Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Be on the lookout for stuff. You want to know, like, they basically taught us how to cancel culture. Do you guys remember when all that shit went down with the Dixie Chicks?
I do. It was unnecessary that it even went that bad. Like, they're allowed. That whole incident was so stupid to me even then. Because Dixie Chicks have only ever been artists.
Right.
And to think their own beliefs. But the fact that the whole of country music and the entire industry and half, like, I would say a quarter of this country literally ostracized them to the point where they got blacklisted off of the industry just for having an opinion about
And you know what? It'd be your own people.
It'd be your own people.
And you know what? They were bleeding about themselves when Beyonce was like, "No, girl, we're doing this."
Exactly. And thanks to the cancel culture movement that they had or whatever, because when they wanted to return. And by
the way, they stood on business, by the way.
Exactly.
They stood on business.
I fucks with the Dixie Chicks. I fucks with the Dixie Chicks.
The Chicks.
And what's crazy is they try to return to country music or whatever, and they returned to the CMAs with Beyonce, and they didn't accept Beyonce or whatever, and then guess what? Now we got the fucking Cowboy Carter tour, and she won Album of the fucking Year for Grammys or whatever. So thank you, cancel culture. Your reverse racism work. Yeah. Look at God. Look at God. All right. Won't he wait? Yes. Jesus. Oh man.
Sometimes, I'm a firm believer, but I really do say this: whatever is meant for you will never pass you by.
All right. Well,
if Beyonce was meant to be successful, that was what was meant for her. If the Dixie Chicks had to go through what they went through because they said at the end of the day, I'd rather stand by my beliefs and my values than sell myself out for money, that's what was meant for them. Because guess what? None of them failed. They continued to be successful in their individual personal lives. And they have a loyal fan base to this day that at the end of the day never quit them, because it came down to music and appreciating the artist. What is meant for you will never pass you by. If you are meant for greatness, it will happen when it's supposed to happen. The fact that Beyonce took this long to get acknowledged for the awards that she got, it was meant to happen when it was supposed to happen.
And sometimes you just got to stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or lay down. Anyway,
Well.
I can let that go. All right, so on to a more serious note. So I know you guys already heard about the hanging down in Mississippi. I was going to talk about
Rest in peace to that young man, and my thoughts and prayers go to his family.
I was going to talk about this like last show or whatever, but like we were still collecting more information and all that stuff like that. And since then, there has been like, you know, a few more hangings or whatever, and it's just weird.
Really?
Yes, there's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them was a brown person.
Yeah.
Was it the same campus or a different campus?
The same campus.
I just know it was somewhere.
Really? And they're still going to say that it was an unrelated incident?
They're calling it a suicide right now, and I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just don't think black people hang themselves. Like that's just not something like black people do. Like it's not. They're calling it a suicide right now.
And I think this is the very fear that I think our parents and our grandparents had on a daily basis, because that is very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And we were blessed and privileged to be in a world where we did not have to live in that kind of constant fear. We only had an idea of it. And the fact that it's coming back, like in my opinion, black people need to be careful.
Yes.
You need to be safe. Do not go places alone. I know that sounds precautious and it sounds overly worrisome, but I need people to understand the gravity of how inhumane people can become when they disregard you as a human being.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be safe there, guys. Careful of the company you keep.
Exactly. You know,
yes, guys, we're having to talk with you right now.
This is crazy.
With me, we're having to talk.
I fear for children that don't understand.
Hold up. That is so weird that you say that, because that is one thing that has always been instilled in my head since I was a young. My parents always told me to be careful of the company you keep. And you know what? They kept telling me that at a young age, when I was like, 4 or 5. They'd be like, oh, don't get out here and be with such and such.
Everybody under the sun, and you want to do what all the other kids are doing.
Exactly.
And my mama would get and I'd be like, well, why can't I do it? Jimmy did it. I'm not Jimmy's mama. You're not the center. You can't do everything Jimmy does. I'm not responsible for those kids. I'm responsible for you.
And it's crazy because, like, I still live by that today. I always tell my kids that to this day as well too. And it's something that I always tell my parents, whatever. And they're like, well, why did you treat such and such that way? I was like, didn't I learn from you to be careful of the company I keep? Such and such is moving.
We learn the hard way. We learn the hard way. I feel like there are certain friendships and certain people that really want to believe that people are your friends, but some people will absolutely smile in your face and poison in your coffee.
Exactly. Write the wrong notes on the fucking window for you. Nope. Always be careful. Always be careful of the company that you keep. And I'm just like, that's just something that's always been instilled in my head. You know, what's crazy is I learned what like the full meaning of that was by like 7. Once I was 7 years old, it's been instilled in my head. I've always been careful with the people I hung out with. I only keep you around if I can learn. If I can learn something from you, then you can stay around me. You know, it's crazy when it's people to look out for. I always look out people that's always like mentioning things like, oh, I got the newer shoes because you got the new shoes or something like that. It's somebody that's always trying to one up you and you're not really on that level or whatever. I'm like, okay, we both like nice shit. Like, you always be careful of them people, whatever. Be careful of how much people be obsessed with you and stuff like that. Because, like, no, I keep my circle very small. I don't.
And you have to sometimes.
What'd you say?
It's dangerous times.
Yeah.
People are emotionally.
Keep your head on the swivel, you guys. Like
reacting. And if there is literally, there is no one to protect you, you should feel scared. I hate to be that person, but you should feel scared. You should be doing everything in your power to protect yourself and your own. And that's not saying you should suddenly just segregate yourself from people, but you cannot be relaxed. You have to stay vigilant. That is the whole concept of being woke, is to not sit in the lies and the dreaminess and living in ignorance, is being awake to the reality of what is this country, this society, and the people around you on a local level. Be self-aware. Be safe.
100%.
And on that note, guys.
I know, it's exhausting. What are we calling it now? Lack fatigue?
Lack fatigue. All right, I got a couple rapid questions for you guys, and kind of like topics mixed in as well too. I already asked y'all that question. Because I already asked y'all 2 questions last time ago. It was like the lawyer, and then the other one was like the judge. So on to my next question. Have you guys, I know because we've been caught up with all this other crap that's been going on, have you guys, I know the Cardi B case was quick, fast, and in a hurry. Did you guys get to peep in on the $24 million that the girl was suing her for?
I did. Also, shout out to her new album, Am I the Drama?
I did listen. I did.
Yes, Bodega Batty. Hey. I do. You should have saw me at the red light. I'm like, oh, shoot, a whole dance party in the driver's seat.
I really like Man of Your Word, too. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. I like Faith. I like Faith.
Oh, yeah.
Do y'all know what?
Okay, sorry.
You know when I fall in love with Cardi is, or when I like really started fucking with Cardi, I'm not a Love and Hip Hop fan at all. But the only reason why I watch Love and Hip Hop,
yeah, 100%.
When the only reason why I watch Love and Hip Hop is because Remy Ma was returning to the scene. And I was just like, well, you know, I've been a Remy Ma fan, and she had just got out of jail, whatever, so she was returning to the scene. Then that's when I found out the girl that sings Chicken Noodle Soup with a soda inside, she on that show too, or whatever. I was just like, oh, well, at the time she was on that show, and she was just at her baby shower too, as well too. I just saw that on TikTok. And that's when I met Cardi, and she was like, if a bitch gonna have beef with me, she gonna have beef with me.
We got beef forever.
And I was just like,
when I tell you. Oh my gosh, yeah. When I discovered Cardi B on Love and Hip Hop, that was probably the only time I actively would watch. I fell in love with her as a person. I was like, you are entertaining as hell.
Exactly.
And then when she came out with her solo, like, I've been clocking Cardi arguably since day one.
Yeah,
for real.
I fucks with Cardi. I fucks with Cardi.
I mean, again, I'm not from New York, so I also found out who she was through Love and Hip Hop. But she took that platform, unlike a lot of people on that show, and actually became successful and took that as a stepping stone.
Exactly.
And then not sitting there with all the drama and the back and forth, all the stuff that I hate about Love and Hip Hop. She did not even participate in. She built her career, and she did exactly what she was supposed to.
And she still get a check from
the
But no, that's crazy. She took that platform and ran with it. Her 15 minutes was long as hell, as she stated in her songs. I don't own the right to that. But no, shout out to Cardi. Shout out because she definitely won her court case, which that was drama right there.
I don't even know why the court would even hear that case.
Exactly.
Honestly, I don't even understand how that even made it to trial, but whatever.
I was pissed off about the questions they were asking. They were like, wait, your hair was black today and your hair was yellow. I mean, your hair was blonde yesterday. So,
but you know what? That was they were trying to trigger her. They were trying to get her to air quotes act black, show her ignorant. But the way she played it, she giggled. Blood, you know, the way she played it off so perfect because had it been the average black woman, and you asked me, you know, damn wig, she asked me these stupid questions. Like, there was so many different reactions she could have had.
That lawyer was almost as bad as Amber Heard's lawyer. Like, kind of interrogation questions. These aren't even interrogation questions. They're cross-examination questions. These are terrible cross-ex questions.
I love one of my favorite ones when she was like, they're wigs.
But my thing was like, what the fuck did my hair have to do with my case? What did her hair have to do with the case? Like, they ain't throw no wigs at her, so like, why are we worried about my wig and what her hair today? And then congratulations. She finally announced that she's pregnant. We don't have to say allegedly after that. She announced that she's pregnant.
She announced it, yeah.
Yeah, she announced it.
But a lot of her fans that know her already suspected because she tends to do certain things when she's pregnant.
We suspected that like last time.
Like eat stupid stuff on live, for real.
Because I be watching.
But I do have a question about her baby daddy. I keep seeing different accounts of how many children he actually has. I've seen 1, I've seen 2, I've seen 3, I've seen that he has 1, and 1 he don't claim. Like, do you know how many kids he has?
Not that I had the impression he only had 2.
I heard about the one that he didn't claim. I heard about that because they were like, "Congratulations to Cardi, yada yada, whatever." And then they were like, they moved. The next topic was him. I mean, the topic was him and her, and then the topic was him. And then that's how I found out about that there was multiple kids. And but I did find out, I did hear about the one that he doesn't claim, and then I heard about that one a while back, but I didn't know that was the same person until 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's when I learned about that. But yes, I did hear that he allegedly might have multiple kids or something like that. I'm just saying, but now they both have multiple kids. So I mean, it's just,
and again, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I was just curious, you know.
I mean, yeah, I'm curious too. That's gonna be a blended family, though. That's gonna be.
But you know what? It's gonna be a blended. We'll take care of the family.
Exactly, but like, can you imagine Christmas?
I mean, for them, it's like normal Christmas for us. Yeah, like for them,
yeah, but like, it's
5, 6 kids Christmas. It's like our
all them kids running around, getting on each other's nerves. That's like one of my favorite holidays, is to be around like your cousins and annoy. That's the only time I allow my cousins to annoy me, is when it's a holiday.
Well, plenty of cousins and family to annoy.
Yes, I mean, that's the only time I allow y'all to annoy me, is during those holidays, and we all in the kitchen pissing each other off, because you know everybody got different opinions on who's gonna cook the mac and cheese or who gonna.
But you know what? It's different when you're in a house so big. When you can just walk away and not see that person for half a day because you're on the other side of the house.
That's what I'm trying to be on. I'm trying to be on the part where, you know, we on land together, and I went to the other side of the land. Because I ain't want to be on that side of the land because you was over there.
No, I had a dream of a compound.
I do.
A little compound, my people. Oh my goodness, it's so great.
I want between 50 and 100 acres.
So, has anyone claimed that 1.2 billion? Because I know somebody won it, but did anybody claim it yet?
It wasn't me, so I don't know. I went to go claim it, and they said, "No, you're not a winner." I was just
you got a ticket. You got a ticket.
Cause I went and put my 2 weeks notice in too. I thought it was me. They was like, "Nah, nigga, go put." I had to go in there. I revoked my notice. Thank you. That was not me. Had high hopes, but I mean, we all were going to win. We all were going to win. We all were going to get pizza after this, and I was going to be on my way.
Pizza? That's what we get if you win 1 billion.
Look, I'm talking about when I was at work. We all were going to get pizza, and I was going to be on my way to go collect my billions, and I will see you guys later.
Never. Never.
You know, I don't know if I can say goodbye, so I'll see you later. I'll just be black people. See you later. Look, I'm coming, but I ain't never coming. No. If it was me, yeah, no, I have high hopes. I wanted my family compound and everything. I want to be on like at least 50 acres. Y'all know I got to land. Yeah. I know I got to be somewhere to land my plane. Because I feel like all my stuff should be on my property. Shit, my farm, my other stuff, because I ain't moving out the city. I'm going to have to bring the farm shit to the city because I'm not going.
Well, you know, I want enough money where I have a farm, but I don't have to farm.
Oh, no, I'm not farming. I don't do that shit. I just want to feed my chickens, and I'm not picking up the eggs either. I mean,
other than to eat them, I'll eat them, yes, but...
Like, I'm not picking that up. Like, I'm going to have somebody there that takes care of that stuff, whatever. Like, bring it down to the, I want a little stand with produce and like my little farm, like my eggs or whatever for the compound. My eggs, not just for me, but for my family compound. Yes, I thought this shit through. I was like, I do not want to. And then I want to own a farm in Pennsylvania, but like you said, I don't want to farm the farm. I'm going to have it, and somebody's going to be there running it. I'll come over there maybe quarterly to check on it. I ain't doing nothing with the large animals. I have no interest. Like maybe to ride a horse or two, but that's it. But everything else is gonna be produce and shit to give back to communities. Actually, like Misfit, that's something I would want to join. Like anything I don't use or whatever, send that shit to Misfit. But yeah, no, I thought this shit through. That's why I was like, I'm gonna have my plane, everything on it. Everything gonna be on one site. I don't want to have to go too far. Look, I don't have to go travel too far, whatever. I like to be home. Shit, if I got to hop on my plane, why I got to go somewhere to go and pay rent somewhere too? I found out you have to pay rent when you own a plane and all this other shit or whatever. And somehow I'm gonna have to have 50 business trips, so I claim that shit on taxes. so somebody got to make that shit happen too. We have to fly to DC on a business trip. Like, hey, a lunch trip. We gotta go to DCA. We leaving from Richmond Airport. Y'all niggas, come on. All right. And on that note, so
we're doing rapid questions. I'm sorry,
my
I got
bad,
so
my
distracted.
bad. All right, so how y'all think about the Trump revoking former President Kamala Harris security?
I'm sorry, one more time.
How do you guys feel about Kamala Harris revoking getting her security revoked?
In her position, she could probably get her own security, but I do think it's petty. If she's due security, I believe they're supposed to get security for the rest of their living days or something like that.
What I didn't know is they get
president and vice president. I do believe, yes.
They get
wait.
They get
a
certain amount of security. They get a certain amount of security. They get like up to like a certain 100 days or something like that. They get a certain such amount of security or whatever. Then I think after that, it's like debatable for like the lifetime or whatever. You get your couple yards and that's it. But nobody stated that part. They just made like, oh, he just took her revoke. I mean, he just revoked her security. We didn't know that her security. She only asked for an extra 87 days or something like that of security anyway or whatever. So she had already known it was that she was going to have to go get her own security anyway. Probably hire somebody better anyway. You want to know what the interesting fact is? Actually, I can't talk about that because that's actually confidential. Because I was about to say that online, and I probably could have got in trouble for that by the administration. But about it. I'll tell you guys after the show after the show's done. All right. So yeah, no, that's crazy as hell. Like, get that woman her security, and then if not, like, what I mean? People already vowed to like, hey, I'll step up. I'm an ex-veteran. Like, I'll do such and such, whatever. Like, a lot of people have already said that. So hey. Big ups to those people. All right, we got Bootsy Badass pleading guilty in a gun case. All right, so allegedly. So how do you guys feel like we about to watch another court case, another black man, another rapper go down? Allegedly.
This one is a little different for me because, we all know this is not alleged. This is the fact that he is a felon. He is not supposed to be in possession of a weapon.
Nope.
Also, if he is, I would consider, I'm from the South, so I do consider him famous.
Okay.
He can get security. He can do it a legitimate way. And also, at the level that he's at, why are you in the situation where you feel like you need to run mouth strap? Like, for me, I don't need that because if something happens to me, it's not because I'm out here in the streets off my guns, it's because that's what the Lord sees fit. I'm not putting myself in situations where I have to be worried about that. I don't live life. I'm not living life on the edge where I feel like I got to be strapped and all this and that. So, I really feel like he should be above that. So I kind of feel like he got himself in this predicament.
Okay. I can see that as well too. Like,
and I'm sad about it because I like Lucy. He was gone for so long. We ain't getting no music. Exactly. Now he's back. He's making little love songs and stuff. And I actually like his little love song. But then he's got to get locked up again.
He gonna be like R. Kelly making music from prison. But no, that's actually going down in November, so maybe we'll see what happens with that. But what's coming up in October? Another Diddy update. So we gotta wait till October to get that done, though, because he'll be.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that because
yes, let's get this shit done. Like, I feel like this shit's been going on for a year. Like, let's get this shit done.
Longer than a year, right?
It's a year in November. Like, I think they caught him November and took him in like November 20th.
You're right. It does seem like a long time.
It's been like forever. Like, ever. Like, come on, let's get this shit
done. It's taken so long to bring the case to him at all and be able to press charges. Exactly. And then it took so long just to get to trial.
And now they talking about they want to. I saw an update today that they're talking about lowering. His attorneys are working hard. Ain't nobody attorneys working harder than Diddy's attorneys because every week they come out with something new on how they're trying to. They done got this motherfucker. What was the world crisis that we had? Oh, the war. They were like bringing that into it. They were bringing.
They doing their job. And honestly, in my opinion, they've been successful. They did their job.
I don't know about successful, but they've been trying. And I look, it's bad weather this weekend. Oh no, Diddy got allergies. He can't be in there. So we got to get him out. It can be critical. I just feel like they just pulling everything out their ass.
That's what they supposed to do.
Sit there, save your money for them kids. just stop.
Now listen, them kids are fine.
I mean, they gonna have to start working for real now.
They have. Them children have made their own investments. That's where you are money is investing.
I mean, shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, I see them at the fashion shows.
Those kids have made their investments. I think they're going to be fine. I mean, as long as they're making good investments, but I think they are.
Yeah, hopefully they got somebody better than this person, because you don't want nothing that was tied to him. Hopefully he was nice when, like you said, maybe allegedly maybe everything's in his mama's name. Shit. Hopefully.
That's what I read.
Like I'm pretty sure because had been his I think manager or financial surveyor, I guess. I don't know what the appropriate term would be, but there's recorded interviews where he's admitted to following his mother's advice when it came to his finances and putting things in her name.
And his properties and businesses. And, so.
All right, well.
I mean, when you're investing, these kids investing their money. When you invest in your money, make money. You don't really have to work unless you want to. They might be doing a position where they can do what they want to do and not what they have to do. So these girls want to be models, and they absolutely should. That's a lucrative career. But they're doing something that they have the opportunity to do what they want as a career, not what they think they have to do. And that's awesome.
And they have a great mentor in their godmother.
Who's the godmother again?
Kimberly Simmons.
That's right.
Yeah, her. Yeah.
That's right.
Another thing too. All right, so just to circle back real quick, and then we'll end. But damn. Damn, I had it, but I was like, damn, what was I about to say with that? Oh, to circle back real quick. So Jimmy Fallon was supposed to air tonight, which is Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry, was supposed to air tonight because he was returning back or whatever. Because this is what I was going to talk about earlier. But they're talking about, so just because Disney invited him back, that does not mean his show will actually air tonight. So
I did read a little bit about this today. Because I wanted to see the show tonight, and apparently there's I didn't know all this, but apparently there is different networks within Disney, and each little network kind of owns 62 channels, and this little network owns 24 channels, and so there's 2,500 network channels within Disney, and if I'm understanding this correctly, maybe 250 out of that 2,500 have decided not to air. So there will be certain states and cities that won't get to see the show from those ones who decided not to air, but then the rest that will air, you'll get to see the show.
But I know something else clear or whatever. I know that allegedly he will not be making an apology, which I don't think he should be making an apology. He will probably more so be on the side of he will explain why he said what he said, but it will not be I'm sorry. And nor I also read too, allegedly he will not be donating to anything to smooth this over.
He doesn't explain anything. I really hope he just moves on to the next subject, because the only thing he really talks about over and over is Trump and the stupid stuff that he does. And that was just a one joke, because that was the topic that week. I wouldn't even call it a joke. That was one comment because that was the topic of the week. But I just really feel like if none of this ever would have happened, he would have moved on the very next day.
Oh, yeah. It would have been moved on and been passed.
These people are making more out of it than it actually was.
Well, all right, y'all. That's our show. All right, Allison Salt, where can we find you? Oh. All right, now, where can we find you?
We have to find her there first. You'll find me on here sometimes.
Sometimes. All right, JC, where can we find you?
You can find me at home. I'm sure. No, all social media platforms, JAYCE_88.
All right. Well, y'all can catch me here, and you know what they say. Keep your head on the swivel.